Good.
Yeah, so I think we're going to start with prototype presentations just to get an idea of where everyone's at. And based on that, like I guess what we want you guys to talk about is like, I guess talk about what you guys have done so far. And also talk about like how feasible you think it is, like if we should actually be looking at it and like prototyping it further before we decide what the actual robot's going to have. So
it could be 13.
So it's just like a basic idea of what it would look like. So go more on the side. So pretty much these two grabbers right here, you kind of just like drive into it and the cube would go around here, and then these two grabbers would like, kind of like crush it on the sides, like be able to hold it. And for the exchange, you'd have this right here, which would kind of push it back out of it. That's kind of the only reason I built that, or I made that part of it. Also, one of the things that we could have done is like in the air, depending on how much friction these two side plates have, you could like push it out while it was still grabbing it by the side. Also, these guides are kind of made because like, I know whoever's in D&M, like when the piston kind of like bends a little bit, the shaft bends a little bit, like it messes with the air, so like it doesn't push as hard or doesn't push at all. If I were to actually build this though, which I don't think we will because I think the roller is the way to go, but if we were actually to build this, I'd probably have to build like plastic inlets for it, so it could slide better with the metal.
So this is our idea of a single hanger that would possibly be attached to some, I don't know, telescoping arm or just any sort of elevating mechanism. So we have these two struts sort of to represent that. We're still in the process of making a CAD, but we do have a VEX prototype. So basically how this would work is, yeah, we'll use fins on it.
It would attach to the two sides of the rungs, not the front of it.
There's two square rungs, and it simply just go up, and then it come back down. And
supports it.
yeah,
It's like a physical stop at the
So this is the roller prototype, and what we did is we have some basic rollers that you can see up there, and we have them. They can move, and we have surgical tubing to act as a spring, so they can move in position. So we're going for the cube at an angle. We were testing different things. And over here you can see a small side piece of wood, and that's supposed to be so if the block or if the cube goes on the side, it doesn't bounce straight up. When Benji and I were testing it out, it was very good, but it still had some problems with intaking. And the reason for this is you see this wheel, it's not covered fully, and if it goes on the side, it just bounces it back out, which was a problem. Did here?
Yeah. I'm gonna hold it up. Can you explain that again? So why was it bouncing out again?
Because of the rotation of the wheel, and if the cube would come at an angle, like if it would hit this part of, if it would hit any part of the wheel that's from this point onwards to here, it would just bounce out because it wasn't directly going straight into.
So you're saying there wasn't enough tension; it would just cause it to open up?
No, the entire cube would bounce out.
Oh, it would just bounce off.
the wheels kind of push it sideways at first. It's like sideways.
So is it possible that they were just running the wheel the wrong way?
No. It happened many times. But when Benji and I tested it with these, and we put these on, it didn't happen like that anymore. It didn't bounce. If you look at the video and you look at it closely, you can see that actually it gets pushed from this side to bounce like to that side.
Andrew, watch out. Just step over this way a little more. There you go.
So it
I don't know. It looked like it was pretty much in the wheel. So one wheel to the other.
Yeah, it bounced. So what happened was that it moved from this piece of wood to the other wheel, and since it hit the wheel on the bad part of it didn't hit it in a good place, it just bounced straight out.
We're confident that we can shoot from anywhere in the null zone, and using from around 10 to 12.5 volts, we can score from anywhere in the null zone. And basically, while being directly on with the scale, we can use two strategies: either first shooting the cubes at the back of the scale, and then at the front, or vice versa, depending on how we want to do it and how we feel like which would work better with our strategy. But as of what we've done today, we mounted it on something that we could actually sort of push the cube with, and as well added the barrel, just so we didn't get as much spin. I think it's landing fairly flat. And moving forward, when I was pushing it, like I'm not giving it a big push. It's more I'm keeping my hands straight and more just like flicking it up a bit, just so it actually gets into the rollers. So for that, we could probably use just a pneumatic piston with a